totally honest, one of the main reasons we went with Gameye was because not only did they show us that they had a really good and strong technical staff, but their pricing was fantastic and it beat all the other competitors that we had.
Out of all the solutions, Gameye is the easiest to implement. We don't have to think about how our servers are orchestrated, things just work.
It's really important to have orchestration set up for your multiplayer games because the last thing you want to do is to have to pivot and react to an influx of users and for them to not be able to get into a game because you're spending time setting up servers and waiting for people to get online.
If we're unable to provide our players with servers to play on, then the reality is we're not going to be retaining them. So having a foolproof way to orchestrate our servers makes sure we don't have to worry about that even if we have an unexpectedly high amount of extra players.
On Chivalry 2, we had an influx of users not only at the launch of the game, but also when we released on Game Pass. And one of the things that was fantastic about Gameye's service was that it took a little bit of planning, but when it happened, it all went perfectly smooth and everyone was able to get into the game, even though it was more people than we had initially expected.
It's pretty important to us that the platform that we're using automatically scales with the demand that we need. Thankfully, that's like the key value proposition of Gameye, and in that sense they deliver in every way.
For us, having the global support was really important because with a game you never know if it's going to blow up, and if it does, you want to be able to react, especially if you get something like a streamer in Asia that suddenly picks up your game and now all of a sudden you're selling lots of copies.
Gameye offers a global service. That's really important to us as developers that make a live service multiplayer game. That it basically ensures that when people are hopping on and playing wherever they are in the world, that we're able to take care of them and make sure that they're in the game and enjoying themselves.
There's really no risk in us trying out different regions because of the way that the pricing structure is set up. We had the confidence that we could go ahead and just try a different region, and if it didn't work, that it wasn't going to be a massive setup or a huge investment right up front.
Thanks to Gameye's service, we're able to experiment and test different regions. We're able to see where our audience is and then optimize our service to ensure that they're being served in a way that's helpful for them and cost efficient for us.
Chivalry 2 is a 64-player multiplayer game, and that takes a lot of computing power, a lot of capacity on the server. And we found that early on that our code wasn't as efficient as it needed to be, and we were able to adapt on the fly because they had all of the kind of support and capacity and CPU power that we needed to support that massive influx of gamers with a large number of players on each server.